Hello lads, lassies, and those of unspecified gender, it's the Irishman here, and today I'm going to be talking about what would have happened if Goku married everybody. This is the second part to this what if, and if you have not already seen the other part, I would greatly recommend you go check that video out before coming back to this one. Kakarot would be sitting inside of the room of spirit and time, just kind of standing there, taking everything in. He's looking at the vast openness of the room while pondering how far it really goes. Before then, his train of thought is broken by Kami bursting into the room, warning of King Piccolo's escape. He is a threat to the Earth that not even the Saiyans could probably combat, although Goku doesn't exactly believe this. But if there's a chance he can really get a worthy opponent, well then he is more than up to testing Kami's little theory. And after exiting the room, Kakarot would scan around the planet, before then locking onto an energy vaguely similar to Kami's. Goku would then teleport down there and be absolutely dumbfounded. This guy is weaker than his infant children are currently. Granted, Goku has taken lots of precautions to make sure even right after exiting the womb, his children and great-great-great-great-grandchildren are incredibly powerful, but still, King Piccolo is absolute dog fodder, and Kami made him out to be an actual threat. So disappointed, Goku would go to destroy Piccolo on the spot, but then he would notice something. Piccolo has already created multiple different underlings, all on his own, right after being let out of his imprisonment. This means that Piccolo is capable of actually creating children incredibly fast without any of that nasty birthing process. Instead, he's just able to spit up an egg and boom, baby. Goku would see this as absolutely revolutionary. Yeah, sure, Saiyans might never be able to actually do this, but he doesn't need them to be able to. Goku just needs little Namekian children that can be incredibly powerful from birth and train alongside his Saiyan descendants. So, having this little light bulb above his head, Goku would teleport back up to the lookout with Piccolo in tow. And yes, Goku would know some form of teleportation by this point, as, well, he is the Guardian of Earth. Even King Kai knew instant transmission, so maybe Goku is able to learn from him. The point is, Goku is able to teleport. Goku would then enter the room of spirit and time, wherein Android 21 would be working on some experiments, also having been given eternal youth, meaning she can spend as much time in the chamber as she needs. Goku would ask her to learn from one of Piccolo's children everything that there is to know about Namekian anatomy, and then Android 21 would get right on that. As for Goku, he would break every bone in Piccolo's body. That way he knows how he fights, how he works, what makes him tick, as well as how effective Piccolo would be as training partners for each of his children. And by Piccolo, I mean Piccolos, as what the other children would be doing while Piccolo is getting the crap kicked out of him, and probably Tambourine is getting experimented on by Android 21, well, they'd be making children of their own. Yeah, sure, drum and cymbal might not seem like your typical Namekian, but that's because Toriyama didn't exactly know what Namekians were going to be yet. So, despite their obvious mutations, cymbal and drum would give birth to regular Namekian children, spitting out eggs, and once those eggs hatch, they would give birth to regular Namekians, who after 3 years would mature basically into adulthood and have children of their own. This would lead to Namekians being born by the hundreds very quickly inside the room of spirit and time. After decades pass, we would have an entire Namekian army, which Android 21 would modify to give them unlimited potential, as well as insane regenerative abilities. But after some time passes, a Dragon Clan Namekian would be born, but not any regular Dragon Clan Namekian. No, a few of those would have already come about, but they would be groomed just like any other Warrior Clan Namekian. This one, instead, would be taught how to create the dragonballs, as well as being proficient in that art. Kami would teach him well, and after a while, the Guardian, or former Guardian of Earth, would be replaced yet again, but instead of as Guardian being replaced, instead as Keeper of the Dragon Balls. This new Namekian would be able to create a set of Dragon Balls even superior to the Namekian ones. And by Namekian ones, I mean the ones on planet Namek that were able to grant 3 wishes of basically unlimited power, as we've never seen Porunga actually fail to grant a wish. This isn't to say that this set would be as powerful as the Super Dragon Balls, but they would still be very, very strong, capable of granting really any wish that the Saiyans would ever want granted. It's not like they're going to be restoring universes anytime soon, so this set can basically do anything they would want. As the years pass, new generations of Saiyans would be born, with Namekians right there born alongside them. That way they have someone to train with their entire lives. As well as their fellow Saiyan comrades, they also have Namekians, who have their own myriad of techniques that would be learned and created over these years. Now, the Realm of Spirit and Time would be more or less retired after every human on Earth would be replaced with a Saiyan. Yes, this would mean basically genocide over the human race, although all the powerful ones would be kept alive and transformed into Saiyan warriors themselves. This might seem a bit bleak, but I never said this story was going to be a necessarily happy one. Although most of the human race is basically gone, there would still be an absolutely thriving civilization on Earth. Although, even though the Realm of Spirit and Time is retired for the time being, there would still be a very high population of Saiyans from when it was being used. So, now they do need a bigger planet to stay on, that way it can actually occupy every Saiyan left alive. And by every Saiyan left alive, I mean literal billions. So Goku, as well as being the Guardian of Earth, would use the dragonballs, using his magical powers as well as the magical orbs to reshape the Earth into an even bigger planet, as well as giving it 10 times gravity. That way every Saiyan born on the planet would be immediately used to the higher gravity, as well as Android 21, Bulma, and Dr. Briefs, all using their high IQs to build new and advanced tech, now even surpassing the likes of the Frieza Force in scientific advancement. Now, don't think that this is still going to just be Planet Vegeta 2.0, although it kind of is, being a monarchy and having Goku or Kakarot as the head of the planet, as well as ruler over all the Saiyans. There would still be a lot more than just fighting the Saiyans would partake in. Yes, the large majority would focus on increasing their strength. In fact, basically every Saiyan would still have a steady work, life, and training balance, but there would still be work and life as a part of most of these Saiyans', well, lives. Some would become doctors, teachers, lawyers. Everyone would play a role in society as well as keeping up with their training and fighting. Even though there would still be people like Gohan who wouldn't even enjoy fighting all that much. We saw from what happened to Vegeta after the Cell Games that some Saiyans actually do just lose their touch for battle, choosing to rather just pursue other paths. Granted, Vegeta in that was mostly because of depression and really didn't want to do much of anything, but it does go to show that Saiyans can lose their thirst for battle and pursue other means of living. Although we still are mostly in the early years of actually forming a civilization, so the majority of them are really just getting used to their roles as new people. Keep in mind, most of them had most of their childhood spent inside of the Realm of Spirit and Time and didn't know much about actually forming a civilization. So it'd be hard, but they would still be on the right path to doing that. Although, one day something pretty interesting would happen. Raditz would arrive on the planet. A spaceship would be seen soaring through the sky, heading to the lookout, where Goku is. That's pretty strange. Maybe this is something that Master Kakarot, as everyone would know him, is trying out. Some new drone technology. That's pretty cool. It looks a bit different from what most of their tech looks like, but it might just be something new he's trying out. Now, the people that thought this were half right. As Raditz had entered Earth's orbit, Goku had pulled the spaceship towards the lookout, wondering who this newcomer to the planet was. also being eager to learn more about space. It was sort of a frontier they hadn't exactly got to yet. They were focused on rebuilding the Earth rather than actually exploring different planets. Although, they were definitely set on doing that at some point. Once Raditz gets out of his space pod, he would be met by Gohan, the first of kin from Goku, the firstborn Saiyan child. But Kakarot would still have named him after Gohan because he respected the first human he ever met on Earth. The Saiyan warrior would suggest for Raditz to follow him. Kakarot has been waiting some time to reunite with his brother. And so, as Raditz follows, Gohan would lead him into a room on the lookout, where Goku would be sitting on a throne, guarded by his most elite Saiyan warriors, with his closest female companions by his side. Kakarot would motion for his brother to come closer, be by his side once again, and then, as Raditz does, Goku would whisper in his brother's ear,
"The Saiyans are back, baby! Let's go!"
And that's where we're going to be ending things for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this, as I certainly enjoyed making it, and if you could please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit the notification bell, that way you're caught up on all of my newest content. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you all so very much for watching. This is, always has been, and always will be the Irishman. Talk to you later. Bye.